Aloha! Thank you for joining me today. I am VidaBalanza, and it's my joy and pleasure to share most recent insight and inspirations. And before beginning, want to bow to you, to the Great One, give gratitude to all that is. And before delving into our conversation, we'll start with a breath to connect us to Great Heart. Breathing in through our nose, breathe in. Fully exhaling. And I would like to share what image I got as I closed my eyes and breathed on that. And I got this image of a door, and a door with a window. And what comes to mind is that we have created this shelter, this home, this ego self comfort in our consciousness, and there's this door that leads to the open spaces, what lies beyond, and there's a window through this door. And so we've been looking out and peering into the potential. As we continue to do more work, we see more opportunities, and it grows and expands, and it's like, wow, look at everything that's out there. And there's all this potential, this ripe, beautiful, new paradise that we are building, that is built outside. We just have to open the door and step through into that reality. And so there has been a lot of shadow work coming up, and a lot of opportunity to work through patterns and wounding and bring greater balance into our lives. And so that key to opening, unlocking this door and walking through is love. Love, love, love. Love is all you need. And so I want to share a little story experience I had in which I just felt the potency of healing, the potency of how a pure heart has the ability to bring such shift within lives all around. And it doesn't matter what we are doing. What matters is the energy of what we are doing. And if we are doing the inner work, if we are looking at all of ourselves, if we are allowing that inner voice to be heard, whether it is a voice of joy, of sorrow, of anger, of grief, inspiration, whatever is inside that voice that is wanting to be heard, if we are listening to that, allowing that to be heard, and allowing us to integrate our full aspects of self and just be purely in heart, we are doing the greatest thing we can do here on earth right now at this time. And yeah, this understanding came through the most recent eclipses that we had. And on this new moon, I am inspired to share it with you. And so how this came up was as I had delved into my shadow, and I was deep into some trauma that I had been avoiding for over a decade. I was reflecting on the experiences that led up to the opening and the witnessing of myself and what has been taking place, and finally being able to look at it. And I'm not going to go into that story here, I will go into a little background information to better understand, and also share, just to kind of give insight into the depth of that consciousness works and how that can unravel. So I was at a bus stop one day. I was sitting next to a girl that I had seen a week prior, and this beautiful lady. She looked different this time. She was wearing very baggy clothes, bulked up so you couldn't see her figure. She had clearly been beaten, and I reached out with eye contact and connection and wanting to do whatever I could to bring some sense of joy, of love into her life in that moment. And what's beautiful is, even though I could tell that she was deeply hurting, she was receptive. She connected with me. She allowed what I was trying to share of love in, which I believe is one of the bravest things we can do, is when we are hurt, is to still stay open to love, still stay open to feeling the connection of a human being, of an animal, of the plants, and allow that love to come into whatever small space is available. I know it can be the most challenging thing, yet it is so beautiful and so brave. Thank you for any time that you've been struggling and you have let love in. And anyway, I connected with this woman, and I empathically felt her pain. I felt her anger, her rage. I felt it all, the discomfort in my body, my yoni. I could feel, how she must be feeling. I really felt her. We really had a deep connection. And I continued on with my day. I had to go to work. I called a friend, made it to work, managed to get through. And afterwards, I was still in the depth of this experience. I still had this great fear of men. I had this great fear of connecting. I could not make eye contact with a man. I felt like a wounded animal, very skittish. And it was really hard. And as I was going through the store, I just couldn't. I just kind of would avoid any kind of closeness. It was really uncomfortable, especially trying to do your shopping. Anyway, I came upon a person, a man, and all of a sudden it all dissipated, it all cleared. And I felt like me again. I felt fully comfortable in my body. I felt fully comfortable with other humans, men, women. And what shifted was this person held such a pure frequency and such a pure resonance in their field that it was able to dissipate all of the discomfort that I had taken on through this experience, and it just cleared. And as I was reflecting upon this experience, it just came into my awareness like, wow, this was someone who I think was just a clerk at some store, stocking, something like that. Yet just through being present with this human, no talking, nothing, just the presence of this human allowed me to have such a deep overall cleansing and clearing. And so I just want to remind you and just say that what you are doing, as long as you are doing it with your love, with heart, with purity of intention, is the most beautiful thing you are doing. And just continue to check in with self, check in with your heart. What does your mind really feel at peace with? And if that is truly in resonance and that feels like, yes, that feels truly good, then whatever you do, continue to do that with love. And if there's, you can always work towards branching out in other areas. Just continue to be in alignment with your heart, peace of mind, so that wherever you go, just through your mere existence, you are bringing great healing. And so, thank you for loving. We are approaching the new moon, January 24th. And may you find your true inner calling. May you find deep peace through navigating all the realms. May you unlock the door of potential and walk through to the greatest, beautiful reality that you can imagine, one small step at a time, with love.